2027, I will step aside for a younger candidate if defeated in ADC primaries, Atiku says. Barrister, Atiku said he will step aside for a younger candidate if he gets defeated. Will anyone ever be able to defeat Atiku in a primary?
Exactly. That is the trap. The statement is politics. It's a political statement. He wants to attract other people to the ADC because as long as they conduct primaries within the ADC, everybody knows that Atiku will run away with it.
That is it.
That is a given.
Because he's a money man. He believes so much in money politics.
Everybody
is a very generous man who will bribe everybody, bribe his way through. Right, Justin?
Within the ADC today, people who see a future other than Atiku are trying to find alternative platform. They are realizing that as long as Atiku is contesting in ADC, nobody can beat him in the primary.
Yeah,
so when he makes that statement, he knows within him that none of this, he targets that Peter Obi, and because these are the only people out there, younger people who are out there, maybe Amechi, he knows that none of them can beat him practically and financially.
Financially, not even tactically. Atiku is about finance. Tactically, when you talk of tactically, Atiku is a political dollant, as far as I'm concerned. Because tactics, what is tactics? Tactics is for you to be able to strategize and be smart.
Practically, not tactic. Practically, because you use the money to get the nomination.
Yeah, that is it. So there is no tactics there or whatever. It's just a direct thing. You use money to whatever. Atiku don't get political sense, common sense.
So when he makes that statement, people should just understand that he's just trying to lure.
But what is going on? This ADC now is losing steam. It's like Peter Obi is not. It's not. I'm not hearing that much about Peter Obi in ADC right now. It's like he wants to contest again on that Labour Party.
Well, the statement out there, the last I heard is that he is exploring AA Alliance too as a platform to contest. So that's what. But definitely, he is not going to go with ADC because he knows that he can't get anywhere near the ticket. Except Atiku voluntarily says he's not, and he's not ready to do that.
Let me tell you something. It may sound crazy, but that is the sense I can make out of this nonsense that Atiku is doing. Atiku does not want Obi to win. Atiku does not. I think he's playing along with the powers that be. Follow, and just let's go through Atiku's record with successive governments. Whenever he contests the election and he loses, he just takes it that way, hook, line, and sinker, and just goes back to his house, enjoy himself, probably travel out and stay abroad until another election season comes. That's exactly the way he's been living. He has never fought any. The only election he fought was that of 2023, and that 2023 was because he deliberately fought that election because of Peter Obi. Not that he was convinced that he actually won that election. He contested that he fought legally for that. He fought legally against the result, the presidential result, because of Peter Obi, not for himself. He just wants to try to prove to the world that he genuinely won the election or whatever. If it was between him and Bola Tinubu, just both of them, I'm telling you, Atiku wouldn't have gone to court. He would have done the same thing he did in previous elections. Just go back home and so I think that guy is benefiting from the government or every successive government. He has benefited and is benefiting from every current. I bet you Atiku is benefiting from this. His businesses are benefiting from this government. So he's that kind of a person who just who just believes it's part of the powers that be. You know, powers that be, just like what happens in the US. We have the establishment, both the Republican and the Democratic Republic establishment. They have the same idea. They have the same thing back door. The Republicans, they pretend. That's why we call them rhinos. Republican in name only, but they are always colluding with the Democrats to actually circumvent the system, to corrupt the system. The same thing is happening in Nigeria. And Atiku belongs to that class that all of them, they may have they will belong to different parties, but I am telling you, behind closed doors, they are friends, they are united in corruption, they are united in evil. So if any of them within the establishment cycle wins, they don't fight each other. They just allow it to fly. That is the way I see Atiku. Otherwise, I need someone make sense out of what Atiku is doing, for God's sake. Give me a reason why Atiku will still come out to contest election, for God's sake, against people who are much more viable than him, who are much more politically potent and effective than himself. He is a political Dollans. That's the way I refer to him, because he does not have foresight. He doesn't have good instincts. He doesn't have good fighting spirit. So he does not have the qualification that is required to actually fight in the political mud in Nigeria. He doesn't have it. So, Barrister, do you think that Atiku is deliberately being a clog in the wheel of the wheel of progress for a potential viable candidate against Tinubu?
Well, I do not think that. I think Atiku is an opportunistic politician. He sees the climate, he sees the North is overwhelmingly against Tinubu, and he wants to cash in by co-opting a few people in the
No, but
South.
hold on. Let me say something. Sorry. Now, my point is this. Why I see him as a clog, as a spoiler, and not just a spoiler, a deliberate, intentional spoiler, that he's doing it by intention. Tell me, if you contest under ABC, it's obvious Peter Obi will contest. So what played out in 2023, the scenario of three major candidates, Bola Tinubu, Peter Obi, Atiku Abubakar, coming again. Obviously, that is the scenario we foresee right now that will play out again. Tell me, how will he expect to win such election? By splitting
his understanding of politics. We talked about it before. I told you that his understanding of politics is very
myopic, very shallow.
I rate him very low in his understanding of politics.
That's why I called him political.
Back in 2023, Buhari has just run his 8 years, and the overwhelming feeling was he should go to the South. Now, when you look at it, in the past 2 years, there has been vehement opposition to Tinubu from the North.
Yeah.
And people have come to him and say, you are the only Northern politician that can challenge. Even now, there are a few, as we speak, there are a few people in the South that believe strongly that the only credible person that can challenge Tinubu is Atiku. In the South, if you hear the Dele Momodo speaking, if you hear the other people speaking, there's a few elements in the South believe that the only person that has a chance.
Barrister, those people who are speaking, hold on. Those people who are speaking, you know that they are Dele Momodo, and they are psycho fans, for God's sake. For Atiku.
At least they are propagating that view. No, that a lot of people in the South don't understand what the North. So a few people that speak, they take it. A lot of people in the South do not understand the North. So that's those few that make this kind of comparison that, look, if somebody like Atiku stands, the entire North will fall behind him, which is a lie. but a lot of people in the South don't know. So Atiku has again fallen for that trap, and he is now coming out. His problem now is to lure a few people from the South to join him. But like I have always said, Tinubu has put or got the opposition exactly where he wants them to be.
Yeah, that was it.
In the ADC, in the Labour Party, and in the PDP. That is why you see all that confusion, all the crisis in the Labour Party has come to an end. All the confusion and the crisis in the PDP is coming to an end. It's deliberate. He got all the opposition exactly where they are. Today, Peter Obi is not hobnobbing with ADC anymore. The only two people that are still in ADC is Amechi and Atiku Abubakar. And Amechi is hoping that Atiku will choose him as a running mate. That's why he's still there. So Peter Obi is forced to look for another platform. PDP on their own are desperate for Jonathan to come. But they are also trying to look for another person in case Jonathan does not come. But all indications are pointing that Jonathan too has fallen for the trap and wants to run on PDP. So tell me, if Jonathan should run in PDP, if Atiku should run in on ADC, and Peter Obi runs on Labour Party, what happens? Can any of them by himself uproot Tinubu from that seat?
No.
It's impossible. So the president is comfortable. He has got all his enemies exactly where he wants them to be.
Yes, because you know why I think we've talked about this before. Why Tinubu is actually doing it this way. They actually strategizing, plotting. Actually, like what you said earlier, that the political climate or political environment is actually playing out the way Tinubu planned it. And that's exactly, they planned that. They want this multiple party, strong candidates. All the multiple parties should have strong, like Peter will be very strong. He's not the strongest. We have Atiku, strong. What's his name? Jonathan, strong. 3 different political parties again. So that, I said it earlier that Tinubu, his plan is to legitimize himself, his election. And by so doing, we end up, because if these 3 people contest against him, with him making 4, I bet you Tinubu will not need to rig the election.
He will not need to rig it. He doesn't need to rig it. That's what I'm saying.
He will just allow free, fair, and credible election to take place.
He will coast home to a very comfortable victory, a free and fair election.
Correct. I think that is what he's planning to do. And that's why they decided to take. That's why Tinubu, when you say Tinubu, as evil as he is, anyway, I always say people this, and evil people are usually very smart and intelligent.
He's a master. The man is a master of Nigerian politics.
So he wants to
take it away from
correct
him.
Because the 2023 election has been a kind of a stigma on him, has been a kind of dent, serious dent. So he wants to use 2027 to legitimize himself.
I agree with you.
So he wants to do it very, very
100%.
That is it. Unfortunately, these foolish politicians are playing to his gallery. I am telling you, this is so sad. I don't know what is my problem.
Fallen into his trap already.
Honestly, they are deliberate and they know all. These are smart people, for God's sake. They know all this. Why can't they just sit down? The 3 major guys sit down and say, okay, let us support this one person. For God, but no, everybody ego. And if Jonathan comes out, I've never even liked him anyway. So if he comes out, it will be that this will finally put a nail in his political coffin, because he will become so irrelevant. He will mess himself up. He will mess himself up. I don't know why someone like Jonathan, for God's sake, when you were there, you lost support. We never supported you or whatever. What are you coming back for? On what record? What are you going to campaign on? That the worst highlight, say, okay, during your time, the economy was better or whatever.
It shows All it shows is that when he considered, on the face of it, he considered, but the bitterness, there was so much bitterness of losing that election that he thinks he can rehabilitate himself by winning another one. That's what I can read it.
Yeah, but it's not reading the tempo. The tempo. If you read the tempo, you understand that you can't win this. You can't win this. You can't win this.
Like I told you, the average Southerner does not understand the North. You know, there was a time that it was the North, you started hearing that the North will vote for Jonathan. The North will vote for Jonathan. So they fell for it. They fell for it already. So they now went to Jonathan. The elements from the South went to Jonathan that, look, Tinubu, the North does not like Tinubu. If you come, the whole North will vote for you. He has fallen for it again. They don't understand the North at all. They don't.
Honestly.
When a few voices in the North say we prefer Jonathan, if Jonathan come out, we are going to vote for him. He has fallen into it already.
Yeah. Foolishly. Honestly.
They will bring him and humiliate him.
That is humiliation. That's just it. He will be humiliated. Instead of them to come together and whatever, because they are just, I don't even know why selfishness. Nigerians are so selfish, especially our political class.
The only threat to Tinubu is if all these people come together.
Yes, that is when one he will have to be. He will be forced to
and
leave.
You know, right from when we started talking about this, I kept telling you that 2015 is different from now.
Yes.
When the time comes, you see these people coming together. All of them will go back because of disagreement on who will be the head of the ticket.
Yeah.
And we are already seeing that.
That is just, it's so sad. It's so sad that our political class, they are so selfish and self-centered. This one don't want to step down for the other. That one don't want to step down for the. If I were them, both of them have been in government. They should just support Peter Obi, and that is it. So at the end of the day, Tinubu will be for. Either way, Tinubu will still win the election because he has two options.
Either way,
he has two options. Either win by legitimate from the legitimate angle by polarizing the political environment, it's splitting them into multiple parties. Multiple strong parties, or the other second option is if both all of them come together to fight against him, he will rig the election. He will do exactly what happened.
He knows that is very difficult, nearly impossible for all of them to come together.
Yeah,
they all have too much high egos.